Hey guys, welcome back. Um, Hopefully I make it out of this dungeon today. I mean, while I'm recording today, so the next 3 episodes or whatever. I'd like to make more progress in one dungeon per week, but we'll see what happens. I guess the note I had was, I'm watching this Netflix show called You. It's the only show I'm really watching. I've been talking about it too much. I guess this is the last day I'll talk about it. I haven't finished the second season yet, but I did have a bunch of thoughts. I really like it. I mean, I feel like it takes a lot for me to like a show. It's not perfect. There's some dumb stuff about it, but there's dumb stuff about every show. I think you have to drop a bomb in this guy's eyes. Well, I'm not sure how you're supposed to know that, but there's some, like, cryptic clue about... Okay, drop it out. Shoot, no, well... Oh, okay. I don't know if you're supposed to be up here, but... Ah. It's easier this way. I'm not like a critic. I feel like the notes I have are like notes that a critic would have about like literary criticisms about like what's the themes of the show and stuff like that, but this is what I got. No, what am I doing? My shield is gone. That's gonna go away when I get up, yeah. I think this is what the show may be trying to say. Is like I feel like they must make the main character Joe. He loves books. His whole character is about like he's kind of like this old school guy who loves reading books. I'm thinking there's a lot of stuff with like his backstory about like his old boss or his dad used to beat him or whatever, and I don't really like that stuff. I think it's kind of cliche. But I came up with this idea, and I don't know if the show really is. This is what I got, and I like thinking about it like this. Like Joe gets his idea. Well, the whole show is about love, romantic love. Joe gets his idea of what love is from books. But books and stories, they present love in a like an idealized, like perfect romantic way. And maybe if we all lived our lives like books, we would turn out like Joe. Who's like a creepy... He loves too much. He loves so much that he is willing to hurt people. I think I mentioned this last time, but like he loves... In the first season, he loves a girl so much that like he's willing to kill people to help her writing career, which is kind of funny. Like she has a friend who's kind of hurting her writing career, and he's like, well, I mean, he doesn't really want to kill her, but he's like, I got no choice. He's hurting her, so I've got to do it. And he's kind of backed into a corner, but he's like, all right, I got to kill her. Otherwise, she's never going to live up to her potential. I don't have any bottles, which is not good. I don't have the big key yet. Where's the big key? So he has a really important line in the first season. I didn't write it down word for word. It's something like, sometimes we hurt people for the ones we love, but it's not because it's right or it's wrong. It's because love is more important. Like he's telling this to a kid after he just killed his dad. He's like, sometimes love is more important than doing right or wrong. Like, right and wrong doesn't matter in love. All that matters is love. If you love someone and you're doing it for love, then it can't be wrong, whatever you do. That's his whole philosophy. And I feel like that's what he gets from books. That's the idea of what love is presented in, like, media. I kind of wish he watched romantic comedies, because I feel like that's more, instead of books, I feel like that's the idea you get from romantic comedies, is like, love is the most important thing, and if you have love, then nothing else matters. But I like that the show is kind of saying, like, Joe is kind of a psychopath because he believes this thing, that love is more important. Like, obviously, if you're hurting somebody else to love someone, then it's not a good thing. It's not like a healthy version of love. You might not even be able to call it love. But Joe does. Oh. And I feel like a lot of romantic comedies, if you kind of follow through their idea of what love is and would apply it to your own life, then you would act like Joe does. You'd hurt other people because you love someone else so much. And I like that. Is this something good? No. Who cares? There's a boss. He's coming. I'm gonna get locked out, right? No. Where's the isn't there like what's that big blob monster you have to fight? I think he's in here. Oops. What was that? Whoa, look at my eyes. That's creepy. Why did I look like that? Oh, creepypasta. That's good. That's a good image for a creepypasta. That's weird. Why did you look like that? Boo. It's just shadows. It's cool that this game has shadows, though. That's it. I like the idea of, like, Joe. Every season, I would like the show to go on for more seasons. I don't know how much else they can do. Like, the problem I have is, like, Joe just keeps killing people, and it's like, at a certain point, it's not very interesting for him to just kill everybody. They're relying a little bit too much on that, like, to be over dramatic, I guess. It's like he's just killing everyone, and it's not very interesting. And then a lot of the fallout is, like, a lot of the seasons, like, dealing with the fallout of killing someone. He's got to, like, hide the body, and, like, well, what if a cop pulls him over? It's like, that's not very fun. I want to get back to the love stuff. The love stuff is the interesting stuff. What the show says about, like, relationships and stuff. Oh, come on. Oh, the first episode, I thought they were trying to do, like, they might be trying to do, like, she seemed like maybe they're gonna, like, critique manic pixie dream girls. She seemed kind of like that kind of a person. Like, she's kind of she likes baking, and she's super, like, outgoing, and she'll, like, there's a scene with her at the DMV, and she's, like, helping an old lady. She's like she's just being kind of weird, and I'm like, are they gonna... The idea that I like about the show is every season they introduce a new girl, and Joe kind of tests them. He shows them that they aren't really living the way they're supposed to in an interesting way, or they don't... Joe doesn't understand love, obviously, but the girl that he is with doesn't understand it either, because if she did, she would leave Joe because she would realize how weird he's being. If she was a perfect person who understood everything about love, she would know that what Joe is doing to her isn't love. And so by the end of the season, the girl is always the hero, and the hero learns, as Joseph Campbell hopefully will say, I don't know, I'm still only a quarter of the way through his book, but like, the hero is the one who changes and learns, goes into the unknown and brings back a power or teaches us something about life. And so Joe never learns, but the girl is the one who learns, so she's the hero of the story. And I was already here. The end of each season is kind of like a different girl with a different personality, learning why she doesn't really understand what love is. By the end of the season, Joe actually helps her learn what love is. At the end of the first season, spoiler, the girl learns what love is, but she dies. Which is okay. The hero dies sometimes, but she does learn, and she becomes a better person. But at the end of the second season, I'm guessing she's not going to die. But I don't know how they're going to make a third season if she doesn't. Maybe she'll be in the third season too. I like the show. Stop it. Is it over here? There's something up here. Oh, this could be it. Let's just do this real quick. Any other notes about you? I think it's weird that I don't like voiceover, but like my favorite thing in a show or like a movie or something is when a character talks to themselves, like through their subconscious, or like in this show when the girlfriend who dies shows up and starts talking to him, you know it's his subconscious talking back at him, but in a version of himself that he thinks the girl would say to him. It's interesting, but it's kind of like cheating, which is like voiceover. I think voiceover is cheating, but I don't like voiceover, but I do like when they do this. I don't know. Okay. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Oh boy. Alright. Goodbye.